While it might be permanent for you or I, a visit to the Reaper will now really only at most cost 2 mil GP after today's update. Very long awaited, but death cost reduction is now here in RuneScape, along with the GE tariffs. This is going to make PvM, or any combat in general, far less punishing, and hopefully opens the door for people experimenting or maybe even trying out bosses they were too afraid to in the past or were held back from the old system. So the death cost will cost at least 80% less compared to before. At the upper echelon, we're looking at 2 million GP maximum. The Ring of Death has, as you would imagine, needed a change and gets an update to keep it viable. If you die, you will be reborn in place on the battlefield, but there's a 3-minute debuff that deals incremental increasing tick damage. Finish that boss off quickly or get to safety before the tick damage overwhelms you. As I briefly said earlier, this Ultra introduces the GE tariffs. 60% of the gold drained from the game through the previous death system, so you can imagine the economy would be very unbalanced with the new costs chopping off 80% of that gold sink. So to compensate, 2% of gold from all sales in the Grand Exchange will be taken as a tariff to cover that gap. And while it won't launch with today's update, they are also introducing an engine update that will enable sales over the current max cash limits. So stay tuned for more news when that comes out in the near future. In addition to celebrate with the reduction in death costs, Raptor has a new mini event going on called Raptor's Rampage. Arriving at War's Retreat, he will offer you a handy buff that can be activated once per day. This buff will allow you for your next boss kill to get 3 rolls on that boss's rare drop table, specifically the uniques that boss drops. There are a few exceptions, however. Telos and Arc Glacier are not subject to this benefit due to their streak mechanics. Raids receive a flat percentage increase for loot and do not consume the buff, and bosses without rare loots will not be affected and will not consume the buff. The Raptor's Rampage event will go on until January 22nd, so no better time combined with the death cost rework to get out there and start PvMing. Moving on, if you haven't been playing along, Frank is in Port Sarim with his pirate chest. This is an extra members only event where you can log in and play to earn pirate keys, earning a maximum of 12 each week. Spending your keys, you'll get a random selection of loot when the chest is opened. Frank's free chest will run into January 31st, at which point it will be opened and you will be able to access whatever rewards found on his loot table. Hopefully following along, you've enjoyed the video so far. If you have, let me know by liking the video. If you'd like to stay up to date on all things RuneScape related, then hit that subscribe button as well. Thank you. Lastly, we're going to be talking about those patch notes and see what's been updated with today's update, so let's go ahead and check those out. You must now complete the Succession quest to use Dive in theoretically any circumstances. Ability no longer can be used, despite not being unlocked when placed on the action bar. Drop trades can now track more types of items, example coins via Telegrab and Player Watch. Worst Witch Grimoire achievement blocker has been corrected and should correctly display progress. Applied a long-term solution to being unable to bank bankable items from the Choose Your Prize interface while a bonus reward is present alongside wrapping paper in Treasure Hunter. Gothixian High Druid, World Wakes, the World Guardian title has been removed. Num removed the clear title option, and they fixed an issue that caused script errors when Festive Aura was replacing the portable Snowfall Aura. That is it for your patch notes. Links to everything discussed in this video will be down in the description below, so head on over there and check them out if you wish to do so. And I am wrapping up the video there. It's good to be back. Looking forward to 2023 and what we have to offer for content updates. Looking forward to the new skill. Check out the video on screen now if you're interested to hear a little bit about necromancy. Hopefully we hear some new information regarding it soon. Anyways, I'm out. Aloha.